Is gunned down by Northerners, red on red crime. An aspiring Norteno, California rapper that was making headlines, bro. Millions and millions of views. Had gas, bro. Had talent. Ends up getting bodied, ends up getting killed, right? That was something big everybody talked about when that Norteno got gunned down. Because, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed. And like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. With that being said, man, crazy, terrible information. Now, I don't know if it's true. I asked a couple of people. They kind of hinted towards it. But I'm just going to do a hypothetical when it comes to this video because there was a narrative getting thrown all over Instagram on somebody else's account, and I was able to read it, and I want to extract a message from it and, you know, probably address a matter to certain people that don't like my content, don't like my channel, but it is what it is. You know, I got a point to prove. Let's get right into the video. About a couple of days ago, I talked about a lot of Sacramento gang politics and Sacramento gang wars, specifically red on red crime, Norteños versus Norteños. Kind of makes you wonder why Norteños kill Norteños at a higher rate than Southerners killing Norteños, right? Because it does happen. Believe it or not, it does happen. Southsiders do body Norteños, but just like Norteños body Southsiders, you know, I hate that saying, you know, up the score, you know, check the scoreboard. Bro, the scoreboard is irrelevant at the end of the day, bro, because if your homie died behind gang violence, bro, at the end of the day, bro, spinning the block ain't gonna bring him back. Retaliation ain't gonna bring him back. You weren't there for him. Cool part about it is this Sacramento rapper, everybody on Instagram leaked the information that last night he passed away, that somebody pulled the plug. One of his homeboys right here in the picture posted it saying, man, he was done with everything. And, you know, a bunch of Franklin gang members were trolling him. And then he made this post, if I catch you lacking, I'm going to murk you. And that's a promise, basically saying in retaliation for his homeboy that passed away. 3300 PQ and Lil TYS. Lil TYS gets gunned down by Northerners, red on red crime. An aspiring Norteno, California rapper that was making headlines, bro. Millions and millions of views. Had gas, bro. Had talent. Ends up getting bodied, ends up getting killed, right? That was something big everybody talked about when that Norteno got gunned down because he got gunned down like around the same time, you know, Slowby got gunned down. We started seeing a lot of mainstream popular people out of California getting gunned down. And while a lot of us did content about it, the underlining issue is, man, California is that dangerous where, bro, everybody's becoming haters. That's the truth. When you get a name, when you get some type of popularity, when you get your face out there and it becomes recognizable, you're going to develop haters no matter what. Trust me, I suffer from that every day. And those haters, most of the time, some of them are going to be gang rivalries. Do you think your rivalries really want to see you win? Really want to see you succeed? Really want to see you in their face every day on YouTube and social media broadcasting that you up there or that you up the poll, that your neighborhood up the score? They don't want to see that, bro. So it just gives them grounds to retaliate, grounds to be resentful, grounds to, you know, feel disgruntled and hate towards you. And I think that's what happened with 33PQ because like I said, he was promoting a lot of unity and he was trying to stop red on red crime. See, there's a NF member named Ghost that went to the feds that was trying to do that, and he went to the feds and got stripped of his status. But lo and behold, another NF member paroled to Sacramento, and actually him and 33PQ got into it, and I guess the young dude, the young homie, was disrespectful towards that carnal. Now, all of a sudden, he does a unity meeting with a couple of the different neighborhoods in hopes that, you know, he can gain some type of unity and establishment and promote carnalismo with certain neighborhoods because other neighborhoods are just being stubborn and being ignorant and just think this street game is really what's all it's worth and that's all they really down for. He threw a unity meeting with a bunch of neighborhoods. And it's crazy that after that unity meeting is when he got ambushed, right after the meeting. So a lot of people are putting two and two together. Like somebody at that meeting was there not trying to hear what he had to say. Not trying to hear the whole promotion of unity and stop getting into black politics. Let's do our thing. Let's be Norteños again. Let's go after them. Let's go after some Southsiders. Let's go after this. Let's go after that. No, somebody at that meeting wasn't trying to hear it. Now, I can't really sit here and say the dude made the valid point like, hey, man, all of a sudden he disses a carnal. A meeting gets thrown. A carnal was aware of it, advised somebody to do it, and somebody said, all right, after the meeting, I'm going to find out where he's at. I'm going to follow him. I'm going to gun him down in traffic. If he passed away, like I said, 3 or 4 of his own homeboys posted it on their Instagrams, and a lot of people were sharing that. If he did pass away and somebody pulled the plug, then that's very unfortunate. Because we can sit here and look at it from a Norteño's perspective. Damn, fool, a Norteño gunned down another Norteño. That's crazy. Why they do that? That's not the case, bro. We got to remember, whether he was promoting unity and equality and carnalismo amongst Norteños, or on the low, trolling people and instigating situations with certain neighborhoods, especially Frank Long, I mean, it is what it is. He got gunned down. A lot of people are going to make the excuse like, well, that was the politics that he's involved in. This is what the lifestyle comes from. You know, this is what the lifestyle consists of. This is what you signed up for. Bull crap, bro. Bull crap. Because take all that out of it and then define it for what it really is. Irrelevant nonsense. The man lost his life because he was trying to encourage a lifestyle that none of y'all really care about, that none of y'all really promote, that none of y'all are really proud of. Because we all know about Norteño unity, Norteño equality, Norteño education, carnalismo. We know the concepts. We know Norteño education. It's all over online. I've shared it and other people shared it. But every single Norteño on them streets don't give a damn about none of it. So if you really think about it, a lot of these Norteños out here that are gunning after each other and gunning each other down and clicking up with different sets and aligning themselves with different sets and dumping at each other, every time a Norteño kills another Norteño, it's valid proof to all Norteños. A prime example to all Norteños, like, this is what our lifestyle consists of. We are the ones we have to worry about. So why on earth are we over here promoting gangbanging music, talking about kill Southsiders and, you know, scrap this and scrap that, and, you know, we're going to promote unity and, you know, but there's a peace treaty, so we really can't beef them in the prison, but on the streets we can gun them down? No, not at all. The same culture that you went against, the same culture that your big homie went against, you guys are mere images of them. Think about it. Southsiders kill Southsiders. They been killing Southsiders, and the Mexican Mafia couldn't do nothing about it. So they just made a profit off it. All right, then, you're going to go kill some fool from that neighborhood? I'm going to green light your hood unless you pay me 20 cash, $20,000, $20K. All right, cool. And these Southsiders fork it over because they don't want to beef. But they might be a green light for a couple months and they start dumping at each other. Cool. Hey, fool, you beef with that hood and you killed that fool from that barrio? All right, then, pay me a fine. You know, $5,000, $10,000, and I'll let you program and you could be a Sureno and you could start working for me. Them Mexican Mafia members could have controlled hundreds and thousands of Southside neighborhoods that all day, every day, drive around killing each other, right? So they profited off as they became capitalist about it. Your big homies are practically doing the same thing now. Because since the beginning of time, when Norteños started killing Norteños, you got to remember, who's the one that justified Norteños killing Norteños, but yet have the biggest problem with it whatsoever? NF members. They're the ones that gave power and authority to Norteños to work for themselves, to train themselves, and to organize themselves and say, hey, man, you make the decisions on your own. And year after year after year, leadership after leadership after leadership, each one of those dudes has probably had Norteños killed, Norteños deemed no good, Norteños blasted and put on a PC side. Bro, all you guys did was create a culture for yourselves. And that's a culture that you can't break no longer. You're going to continue that cycle because everybody on Instagram, bro, this wasn't even my account. This was somebody else's account talking about this situation, and I'm reading up on it. And you see so many accounts of Norteños like, damn, bro, like Sacramento need to be put on freeze for this, bro. Ain't no red on red crime, bro. We can't be doing this. Dude, there was 173 comments that I read, and a lot of them are Norteños like, bro, we got to stop this, bro. Why are Norteños killing Norteños? Well, at least the scrap didn't do it. You know, we could say that, bro. Southsiders ain't never do nothing, bro. That's besides the point. You're putting in their work for them. That's what you guys are doing. Because Norteños have a strong complex that they'll never admit. There's a lot of egos and arrogance that go on when it comes to Norteños. A Norteño from Stockton is going to view a Norteño from Salinas totally different because they ain't from the same lifestyle. Yeah, you may be a brother, you may be a Norteño, I may be a Norteño, we may wear the same rags, but we dress different, we talk different, we look different, so we ain't from the same culture. We just have the same title. That is it. That title became meaningless a long time ago. And like I said, they're always trying to greenlight and freeze and put Sacramento under investigation because Sacramento is just a prime example that Nortenos don't give a damn about that name. They really don't. But the truth of the matter is, today's generation and the generation that when I was in prison, that generation, they call themselves Norteno and have no idea what it really means. Because like I said, and I'm going to end the video on this note, your big homies turned your culture into the culture that you guys went against. So it's all hypocrisy. Like I said, Southsiders kill Southsiders all day and they don't give a damn. They're proud of that. They're proud of that. But so are Norteños. So you're just like them. Their big homies tax the hell out of them for every little single dollar, nickel, and dime. What do you think your big homies are trying to do? What do you think that sense of unity is really for? We got to have all these dudes under control and not fighting each other. And once we get their undivided attention, bro, we can make a profit off it. An even bigger profit if we can organize them under unity and under equality and keep them from killing each other. The less they kill each other, the more manpower we have access to. That's your big homies mentality, bro. They don't want your unity. They don't want your equality. They don't want you to band together and be brothers for the sake of being brothers. How do they benefit off that? They've been slaughtering their own homies. They've been slaughtering their own brothers. They've been slaughtering you guys. And they actually been instigating and allowing men of leadership that they appointed that work for them to slaughter and deem you guys no good. They've already set the trend. They're just trendsetters. You're the ones following the same thing. So your big homies are the false leadership that you guys continue to follow. And that's why unity ain't going to exist when it comes to Norteños. You guys were already taught to become like the same people you guys go online and hate and disgrace and disrespect to the bare bone. You guys hate Southsiders. You guys hate Sureños. You guys hate Southern California. Bro, you resemble them. You look just like them. You're just like them. And yet, that's the bigger point. Now that you became just like the same enemies that you hate with a passion, bro, you only hate yourself. That's why you guys kill each other more than anybody else. And then when a Southsider does it to you guys, oh, that's a momentary time to unite and go kill a Southerner. Bro, you're putting in the work for them. They ain't even got to pick up a gun no more because you guys will kill each other. Over what? Because this street's over here and that street's over there. And for some reason, your streets don't want to get along. And I don't think you guys really grasp the understanding of why your streets don't get along in the first place. It's just gangbanging at its worst. And like I said, trust me, this is coming from my ex-Norteño that was proud to be one for a long time. So I became scandalous until I see my brothers become scandalous. And yes, you guys can sit there and insinuate that I'm disgruntled and I'm hateful and I'm resentful and all that stuff. But I got to see things from a different microscope now. From my outside perspective, I got to relive this and rethink about this a lot. And just like I said, you became just like the culture that you hate so bad that in reality, killing them is still killing yourself now. Yeah, they may be Southerners, but they're Mexicanos. They call themselves Southern Mexicanos. You call yourself Northern Chicanos because most of your bloodline and most of you guys were born in Northern California and never stepped foot in Southern California or have family ties to Mexico. But you're still a raza. You're still brown. This peace treaty was to unite brown together, and you guys still failed to acknowledge that because your big homies rather see you go to war. The only problem is you guys are too busy going to war with each other, and the Southerners get to sit back and watch the show. So who's really embarrassing yourself? So a death of another Norteño who happened to be a rapper, take that aspect out, man. We got another young dude that just lost his life. If he passed away, lost his life, and that's very unfortunate. Because he don't get to live another day, bro, getting involved in his lifestyle. And this is a man that was making something of himself online, social media. And he got took down by his own people. That's even more hateful and more embarrassing to see that your own people don't want to see you rise to the top, bro. Because there's a saying, you know, you only rise to sink. And you're going to sink when it comes to your people. Because the more you want your people to back you up, the whole time, bro, they're just smiling in your face. They're going to be the ones to be your downfall. We got hundreds and hundreds of Norteños that are deemed no good walking around with puto marks on their face. And it was by the hands of another Norteño. Norteños are Norteños' worst enemy. And I said it once and I'm going to say it again. And that is the message that I wanted to create with this video. So with that being said, like I always say, is one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.